Welcome to EcoHealth Lab. This is Bill Zimmerman. I'm really excited about a video that I saw with our own Jeff Green, who did an interview with Dr. Mercola, and I had recently watched this video. It's very long, and I thought maybe I would paraphrase it for you so that you can get on with your lives. They went deeply into the subject of fluoridation. As you know, this is one of my passions, and I really love working on the truth aspect of fluoride. Dr. Mercola and Jeff Green jumped right into it, talking about processed foods, and he mentioned right off the bat, Wheaties has 19 parts per million fluoride. Raisins have 55 parts per million fluoride. This is why raisins are very important to buy organic. They're one of the top offenders. Okay, and of course raisins come from grapes, so you can extrapolate that grapes are most likely something you want to get organically grown. Okay. He talked about, interestingly, about green teas, well, tea plants. Now, what is a tea plant? Does anyone know? No, well, he defined it. Tea comes from the camellia plant. Isn't that interesting? And perhaps not all teas do, but this looks like a pretty general statement. And this plant absorbs fluoride. Now, most plants, when they absorb fluoride, they take it up into their body. If they can't filter it out, they die. But not the camellia plant. I remember as a child seeing film footage of the Chinese, and they were all hunched over, especially the older ones. I was like, what is that all about? Well, what this is skeletal fluorosis. It makes your body collapse in on itself. So, in America, we're experiencing 41% of children have fluorosis by the age of 16. 50% of fluoride that you ingest remains in your body. This was a big fact to me. I don't want anything that I ingest staying in my body except the nutrients that make it run. And he mentioned something I didn't know, and that is that the connective tissues, the ligaments and the tendons are affected first by fluoride. And that's why, if you're an athlete, do you want your connective tissue to be compromised? Of course not. And one of the first symptoms of fluorosis is back pain and spinal pain, inexplicable in most cases, and generally treated with painkillers. Cha-ching. Okay, so what I'm seeing here in this huge set of notes I've taken is that fluoride causes medical problems, and medical problems, of course, are addressed by who? Big Pharma, your doctor, the medical industrial complex. So somewhere in some report, there has to be a variable that says, oh, when we have 70% of the United States fluoridated, we earn X billions of dollars extra from all of the problems it causes. So they're out doing symptom management, then they get you on the hook for illnesses, degenerative diseases, and they begin treating you for symptoms, not for the causes. It's really important. They don't treat you for the causes. So here we have, all of these corporations getting together and attacking the American people through fluoride, through improper medicine. You don't cover up symptoms, you deal with the problem. And I'd say 80 to 90% of all American medicine is practiced as symptom mediation, not cause correction. Fluoride attacks the endocrine system, and a lot of people don't understand this. Jeff Green goes into this in detail. There's an NRC report in 2006 that discusses thyroid, melatonin, and serotonin effects of fluoride on these three systems: thyroid system, melatonin, pineal gland. So we have now the thyroid, the pineal, and serotonin is a hormone or a chemical that regulates mood. So it affects these three major systems, and insulin, which of course leads to diabetes if it's not properly balanced. So what they're saying in this incredible video is that fluoride attacks you where you're vulnerable. So if you have a certain weakness in your body, it exacerbates that. So I'm thinking, what on earth? So free fluoride ions are the bullies of the body. So they also went on to discuss what you can do to mediate. The big one and most obvious one was eat organic food, because there's all kinds of fluoride sprayed on food, on vegetables, and on citrus, they mentioned, which was new to me. But they talked about lettuces, about two types: iceberg lettuce and romaine. And they're both sprayed with fluoride, pesticide, and it sticks to it and it's hard to wash off. So they were talking about in the high parts per million. I didn't make a note to that effect, but it was very, very high. So if you're eating conventionally grown iceberg lettuce or romaine, you're getting another dose of fluoride. Okay. So the obvious solution to fluoride is eat organic food, limit your showers to as few minutes and as little water passing over your body as possible. Cool showers are better than hot. Of course, fluoride-free toothpaste. Avoid serotonin reuptake inhibitor antidepressant drugs. And drugs like Cipro, which is a antibiotic, has fluoride in it. The accumulation of fluoride happens in the bone. And this is why we cannot just go out and get a fluoride test. They would have to take a bone segment, very painful, to get a biopsy to test your body for fluoride concentration. There is no chelation product that eliminates fluoride. And but to mitigate it, their solution was, of course, to drink clean water, eat local, eat organic, limit showers, toothpaste, non-fluoridated, avoid SRI drugs, Cipro, of course Teflon in the kitchen, and of course animal protein, especially that which is deboned mechanically. There's so much fluoride in the bones of chickens that when it's deboned mechanically, a lot of the bones get scratched and scraped during the process, and the dust or what comes off of the bones is very, very high in fluoride. And so, of course, and avoid processed foods like, cereals, processed cereals, of course raisins. Shredded wheat was 9.4 parts per million. And I always thought shredded wheat was good for me. But when I was eating shredded wheat regularly, excuse me, I would notice that I did not feel good after eating it. And until I became aware of all these things, I noticed that a lot of foods that I ate, like conventionally grown grapes, I did not feel well after I would eat them. So maybe it was the fluoride, maybe it was pesticides, maybe it was both. But what I know now is when I, for example, when I juice organic apples and carrots and I drink them, I feel good. When I make a juice from organically grown greens and beets and all of the vegetables that one would juice, when in whatever combination, I feel good when I eat those. So what they're talking about here is supplements of calcium and magnesium, along with vitamin C and selenium. I would be careful with selenium with children, but certainly supplementing calcium and magnesium and vitamin C in children is not dangerous at all. Certainly consult your health practitioner regarding this. We are not doctors here. So I thought it was very interesting that back pain is an indication, it's a symptom of fluoridation, and often it manifests in back pain and pain of the spine, thyroid disease, brain neuron diseases. They were talking about the endocrine system, the thyroid, melatonin, serotonin, insulin systems. Fluoridation is experienced not just in water, it's experienced in the shower. They discuss this at length, that short showers are very important if you have fluoridated water. You can go to Mercola.com and buy a shower filtration system, but it does not filter out fluoride. You have more information on fluoride now. This video on Mercola.com is still up. It is Jeff Green and Dr. Mercola discuss fluoride. That's not the name of it, but if you just put in Jeff Green and Mercola, you can watch the entire video. This is Bill from Eco Health Lab, hoping you have good health and continued health for you and your family. Have a great day. Hey everyone, I wanted to add this comment to the last video I did on fluoride about the Jeff Green and Dr. Mercola interview recap that I did. It is widely known in all of our communities here and across all of America that fluoride is no good. If there's not one reason, it's another. It is an array of reasons. There are so many reasons that fluoride is bad stuff to have in our communities. Now, we always talk about fluoride's effect on people, but Dr. David Kennedy did an incredible film on horses that are poisoned by fluoride. Many domestic animals have problems assimilating fluoride, and it can hurt them immeasurably. We're talking about dogs and cats are definitely affected by fluoride in the water. So if you have a water filtration system, give your animals filtered water. If you have a horse, you absolutely must get your water tested for fluoride. They are particularly sensitive to it because they drink so much water. And as you know, fluoride levels that are adjusted in public drinking water are adjusted for humans. And that's what the Center for Disease Control thinks that we need, and the American Dental Association. This is what they've decided that we need of this compound that is certainly completely absurd and unnecessary. Now, I'll prove this to you. If you're skeptical about fluoride, do this. go onto YouTube or onto the web, go to Google, the search engine, or the search, and put in fluoride benefits, and try to find as many videos as you can that discuss the benefits of fluoride, okay? Now, go down and see if comments are enabled or not. I bet you 10 to 1, comments will never be enabled. And many of these dentists that do these videos, they don't want to hear it on YouTube, but they do want to, you know, they do want to kiss the hindquarters of the American Dental Association and all of the corporations that represent them in their work. And some of them may actually honestly believe fluoride is good for you. When you get down on the search engines and begin looking, try this, anti-fluoride in the search engines, and you see thousands of responses to anything anti-fluoride. So the people who are pro-fluoride have very few videos and websites. There are literally thousands of blogs and websites and commentary, articles, people out there that are trying to get them to turn off the fluoride in this country, okay? And you can watch literally hundreds of videos by people like me who are in the know about what fluoride really is, why the industry exists, why following the money trail, the whole thing. Now, as you know, I'm usually fairly composed in my videos. I've been criticized for being too rigid and too uptight. I was raised in Connecticut, Lutheran. Don't mind me. But I want to get this across to you. Go to your city council members. Begin complaining about fluoride. Tell them the truth. Write letters. Get the word out. And keep it out there. This is probably the oldest, most sinister conspiracy in our country. And it's all about money. Not your money. They're taking your tax money and sticking it in their pockets for an industrial waste product that, when used from American companies, like the phosphate industry, fluoride that we buy, they sell it to us because otherwise they would have to pay to dispose of it. Now we're buying fluoride from China and Mexico and all over the world because our Florida phosphate industries got hit pretty hard by hurricanes. This is where we were getting much of our fluoride. And now we're buying it from all over the world. And some fluoride employees that add the fluoride to the water are seeing this cakey, chalky, weird stuff in the Chinese fluoride, and they don't even know what it is. So they're buying fluoride, they're giving the contracts for it to the lowest bidder. Would you want your pharmaceuticals to come to you from companies that are buying their ingredients from the lowest bidder? Well, that's what we're getting in our water. And I just wanted to add this little addendum. Thank you, and I appreciate your patronage on Eco Health Lab. Please share our videos with your friends and families. This is a YouTube channel that I dedicate to you and to your health. So please help us by sharing our videos. Thank you.